Hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I'll be giving you some information on mind space framework, which is an interesting framework in behavioral science. So, if you want to know more about this, then let's get into it without any further delay. So, what is this mind space framework? It's a framework that focuses on 9 forces that drive behavior across a variety of contexts. So, there are some forces that trigger human behavior. So, that's what this framework addresses 9 forces that drive a particular human behavior. And it's also supported by both field and laboratory research, both from behavioral economics aspects and psychology. So, with this set in mind, let's see what are these 9 driving forces. The first one is messenger, second, incentives, norms, defaults, salience, priming, effect, commitments, and ego. So these are the 9 drivers according to the mind space framework that triggers humans to behave in a particular way. So let's get to see what each one is individually. The first one is messenger. We are heavily influenced by who communicates information to us. So, for example, trusting a friend more than an advisor, or even trusting your friend more than your parents. So, for example, let's say that your dad says that this particular course is good for you, but you feel that no, I don't think this is the right course for me. But then when your friend says, oh, you know what, I think this is really something that would suit you and I think you should go for it, when you trust your friend more than someone else, you're likely to get influenced by your friend. So whatever your friend keeps telling you, you're more influenced than what your parents keep telling you. For example, just simple example like that, but that's how you react to this messenger driver. Okay, the second one is incentive. So our responses to incentives are shaped by predictable mental shortcuts. So I've taken a video on what incentives are and what perverse incentives are. So if you want to take a look at them, you can click on the link that I've given in the description box. So getting back to this incentive. So we respond to incentives in a particular way and it's based on mental shortcuts. So it's all about what we can benefit. So let's take for example, going to work because of salary, performing well because you know you're going to get a hike, working overtime because you get paid. So humans behave in a way, react to a particular way because of these incentives that play an important role. So if you see most of the businesses where they want to market, where they want to target their specific audiences, they use incentives, which is a driving factor. Discounts, combos, sales, stuff like that happens because it's all about how you attract people. But attracting people is nothing but kind of making them behave in a very desirable way that you want them to. So even if you see the messenger driver, so you see these businesses, they have like these highly influential people who have so many people who get influenced by them, especially these beauty products, health products, and everything practically. So that's how they actually target these people. And when people actually get to see what those people are kind of advertising for, what they're kind of branding for, things like that, they get more influenced and they are likely to purchase that product, they are likely to opt for that particular service that's being provided and stuff like that. So I hope that I'm able to make you understand and you're understanding how these drivers kind of affect human behavior. So the next one is norms. So we are strongly influenced by what others do. So for example, taking up a course that majority of the batch takes. So there was this time when back in university when people wanted to take a particular gaming subject, and there were the other elective was data analytics. So pretty much there was this voting session where they asked who wants to go for data analytics and who wants to go for game programming. And game programming really sounded funky at that time, where majority of students opted for game programming. And there was this set of students who were very keen on going in for data analytics course, but there was this middle bunch of students, this group of students who just didn't have any preference. They were like, I'm okay with anything. And the way they took the decision was that, okay, majority are going in for game programming, there must be something interesting that I don't know about, so maybe I'm going to go with game programming. So that's how these norms kind of influence people. So these norms can actually also play an important role, especially, as I said, that example, middle group of people, they just go by norms. And this can happen in many situations. For example, you go to a restaurant and then everyone else is postured in a particular way, everyone's really super silent. You tend to be silent though you're this hyper person. So it's all about norms as well. The next one is defaults. So we go with the flow of preset options. So if you sit back and think about yourself, you would have so many defaults that are like kind of embedded in yourself. For example, you wake up in the morning and you check your phone, you check your mail, you check your messages. That's a default. So you don't even wake up every day and you don't sit and pause for 5 minutes thinking, should I check my messages or should I not check my messages? What happens if I check my message? What happens if I don't check my message? What's the impact that it's going to have on my day? What's the impact it's going to have on me? What are the positive things that I could get out of checking my messages? You don't sit down and think about all this and then take the decision whether to check your message or not. You just wake up, you open your eyes, and your hand just goes fling just to get your mobile phone to check your messages. So, things like that are defaults that are within us, that we act in a particular way without any second guesses or second thought. So couple of examples like this is having a glass of wine every day. There are certain people who can never go to bed without um, reading a page of a book. People out there, they need to at least have one cigarette a day for their day to go super well. So things like that is defaults that we have, and we behave in a way that's preset in us. The next one is salience. This is another interesting driving factor, which is our attention is drawn to what is novel and seems relevant to us. So, for example, connecting or resonating with someone's opinion. So let's say that someone speaks about stress and how it feels like, what you go through when you're under stress. What are the effects of stress and how it kind of impacts you and the people around you. If you're a person under having stress, you can really genuinely connect with that person and resonate with what they are saying because you have gone through it and it seems very much relevant to you. Another one is, let's say for example you're a super foodie and there's this advertisements all about foods and the offers out there, different restaurants and stuff like that. You tend to get more engaged in that particular space, in that particular moment, because it's kind of relevant to you. Okay, so similarly, if you're preparing for marriage, and let's say that there's this advertisement that comes of, wedding services, event planners, stuff like that, it might be relevant to you at that moment. So you tend to spend more attention on that, and it draws your attention. So that's how, again, these advertising companies, they kind of target audiences based on the similar niches that people have. So if there's this few food channel on YouTube, you get to see people advertising some food products, things like that, because they know that generally there are people interested in cooking and people who are really interested in food and trying out new restaurants and stuff like that. Sometimes that's how they target their audiences, because people are very well able to resonate and connect with what they are trying to convey to them, and it also draws more attention. So that's it for salience. The next one is priming. So Our acts are often influenced by subconscious cues. So you might be thinking, what are these cues? So cues are nothing but a signal, a word, or an action that triggers us to act or say or behave in a particular way. So now, when we go back to the definition of what priming is, our acts are often influenced by subconscious cues, which means that there's some subconscious signal that is triggered, and we act in a particular way. So let's say, for example, seeing a picture of your dream holiday destination and having good positive vibes. So this picture, what you see, okay, it triggers some good feeling within you. So you behave in a way that you are happy. You're all excited, you get goosebumps, you're like, again, you go into planning and dreaming. It's all that rosy picture that you feel. Another example is smell something tasty and you feel hungry. So that smell of that delicious food kinds of triggers your hunger. So you start feeling hungry or you start craving for that particular dish. So this is about priming. The next one is affect. So our emotional associations are powerfully shape. They can powerfully shape our actions. So it's very straightforward. You are angry and you shout at everyone. So, this is your emotional association. You are depressed and you just sleep all day. You are happy, which is your emotion, your mood, and everything seems positive to you. That's how you react to it. So, whatever emotional attachments we also have, okay, so let's say there was this really precious gift that was given to someone dear to you, someone you really loved, and if anything really happened to it or you lost, so you had an emotional attachment towards that gift. If anything happens to it, you're going to react in a particular way because of that emotional attachment. So that's what affect is. The next one is commitments. We seek to be consistent with our public promises and reciprocate acts. So you make a commitment and you know that you have made a commitment, so you tend to behave in accordance with that commitment. For example, you make a commitment to your fitness instructor to work out daily. So you have made this commitment. So just people take that commitment seriously and they start working towards that commitment. So you make a commitment, you work out daily. Next one is, apart from commitments, we even reciprocate acts. So you reciprocate kindness when someone is kind to you. That's an example. If someone's really selfish to you, you tend to reciprocate that to people. If someone's really rude, very rarely people tend to not be rude to that person, but majority, we just avoid that person. We reciprocate whatever is given to us. So that's about commitments. And the last one is ego. So we act in a way that makes us feel better about ourselves. So an example, let me go straight to the example. You want to look healthy and fit, you tend to diligently work out and have a healthy diet. So you're all about health and fitness and wellness. So you act accordingly because you feel that you have to be healthy and that's the image that you want to create. So you always eat healthy, you go to the gym, you work out, you're really super healthy. That's how you tend to behave and act. Another example is, you want to show off like you are rich, you buy expensive products. So you feel that you're rich, you want to show off that you're rich. So how do you behave? You start maybe buying expensive things. You want to show off that you have expensive things. So ego also affects your behavior. And that's it for these drivers in the mind space framework. I hope that you got some understanding and I was able to convey this information to you with some right examples where you were able to resonate with. So if you like this video, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this video and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.